Hey everybody, happy Friday. I am trying this again at a lower resolution with a better camera. Hopefully it's better. The trials of streaming. Well, so we were trying to do a stream last night and it looked perfectly great. Everything was perfect. Everything was great on the stream last night. And then I try and do it today and everything just doesn't work. And there was a lag and there was all these problems, of course. And so I restarted it, redid it all, made sure everything was closed. Hopefully it's better. It was better. Videos off sync. Is it off sync? Why? I don't get it. Is it still bad? Is it still bad? What? I don't know what Michael's talking about. It was better and now it's not better. It's better. Well, I hope it's better, but I don't know. Not perfect, but better. I didn't do anything. Like, should it be? A sync issue, but it's good enough. I could live with this. It's much better. I don't get why we have a sync problem. Did we change anything with that, Michael? Because I was supposed to go back and change some settings, and I don't know if I did it all, so I can't remember what we changed last night. He's the one who did it. I blame Michael. Don't know. Alright, well, we'll deal with it right now and go check it out later. I don't know what's going on. I'll just revert back to all the settings and everything. I don't know. It's sad because it was streaming just fine yesterday. Yeah, and it was fine, and I don't get it. Maybe because I had a window open or two. I've been actually working pretty hard this morning. I signed up for an account with Fiverr so I could offer my photo editing skills and hopefully get a few more freelance gigs this way. So that if you ever need any event editing pictures, I'm your girl. I can help you out. And I just found this site because I was actually looking for Twitch specialties like transitions and different emotes and stuff like that. Like you can get special, services through Fiverr. And I'm like, wow, I could actually offer my services because I am a photographer and I like to edit photos. So that was good. So I've been working on that all morning. So that's why I was a little bit late today. I've been trying to get it all working out. And so it's good. So we have new challenges versus challenge this week. I put up Nations and the Golden Ages, which are Civ games. So this is Michael's like, I will even take photos if I'm in the area. Of course I'll take photos. I do gigs as well, but I don't know how many gigs are happening these days, but hopefully I can get back on track and maybe start doing a few more gigs here and there. So yeah. So, we got those versus challenges up right now for this week. And, last night we were streaming and the solo night funded fully. So, it looks like I will be playing a solo game or 2 or 3 in April. So, look forward to that. I'll keep you posted on when I think I'll be doing that. Scott's like, Steph loves going to weddings. I prefer shooting weddings than I do prefer attending weddings. So there is that. However, gigs in Nashville equal music gigs. Well, you know what? I can photograph music gigs just as well. I've done plenty of music gig photo shoots. So I know how to do that as well. So maybe if somebody needs some photos, I've done portrait photography as well, Michael. Yeah. So I have a lot of experience with that. So yeah, I'm excited. Hopefully this is going to be a new source of, revenue, because I lost a few of my Instagram gigs during this COVID time. So I need to, find some extra freelance work when I can get it. And this is a good opportunity for me. So, I will probably have my Kickstarter in June, July timeframe, a little bit earlier, because I want to have my calendars ready for when we get to go back to cons and I can sell my calendars throughout the year for next year. And I still have some from this year, so hopefully I can get those sold as well. It's not like the year is almost done or anything, so there's plenty of months to enjoy a calendar. So if you need a calendar, you can you could order one for me. I'll probably... Yeah, I have a bunch left, so hopefully some of them will sell in the meantime. But I'll have a Kickstarter the end of June, early July probably. And yeah, I have to see about actually starting up a Patreon. I have it mostly set up. I just need to do the finding touches and actually hit the go button. But I've been trying to think of the different reward levels and what might actually work for me. So it's not just a, one and done situation. I was hoping I could just be like, new year, new Patreon, done. But it's not as easy as that. So just trying to get that worked out. So yeah, that's all in the works. Hopefully gonna happen soon. I'm kickstarting a board game? No, actually last year was my first Kickstarter. I kickstarted a calendar. And so I always have a board game calendar. I've done it like eight years now. And so, a lot of people on the channel already have one, but if you haven't seen it, hey Aldi, welcome. Calendar, there's my calendar. So I did a Kickstarter for the calendar and, other things like game night with Steph, if you just want to play games with me or have me teach you a game or something. So there's different levels on the Kickstarter, which is nice. And, it actually did fairly well for me, and that's good, because I've been seeking other opportunities for, getting some revenue, because it was kind of a slow year with COVID and everything. So it's, yeah, it's always an ongoing thing being a freelancer. So, just got to find those opportunities. And, so, it's funny that Aldi's here. I do part-time work for BGG, and, I run their Instagram account. And so that's always fun. And before we were going to cons, and so I would actually get to work cons with Board Game Geek. So, now there's no cons. Hopefully there will be cons. And, obviously I like to play all the games, so con gigs. Scott Busy was like, Steph needs to play Advanced Civ. Justin's like, I like playing games with Steph. Well, so it was actually pretty funny, because on my Kickstarter I had a 9-hour game session with Steph. And, a few people cashed in on 9 hours of game time with me, including some of my very good gamer friends who, got me to play some games I might not have otherwise chose to play. So that was why I played an 18xx game. So there's always that story. Michael's like, I know, right? Advanced Civ is awesome. Everybody loves Advanced Civ. So you guys can go play Advanced Civ for 12 hours, and I can just, play a whole bunch of other games that I really enjoy, like Feast for Odin, and Caverna, and Fields of Arle, and all these things. So you'll probably see a bunch of Uwe Rosenberg during the solo night, because those are the games that I love basically the most. Did I like playing an 18xx? It was better than expected, but still not great. Play Diplomacy? No. Unless I'm paid to play Diplomacy, I'm not going to play Diplomacy. It is not something I would be good at. I don't like backstabbing people. I don't like playing dirty, and I know in that game you have to. So Michael's like, do it, do it, do it. So I've had like a little bit of sinus things going on. Michael's like been trying to mock me with my voice, and is not doing a great job. So hopefully this all goes away in about a day. And then just in time for my second vaccination, which will probably knock me out for a few days. So we'll see. I've been seeing different posts with people getting their second vaccination and just like getting chills, not being able to sleep, and all these things. And Justin's like, oh, you never played with a rune then? I have not. He goes to Lobster Trap, but I have not played with him. Timon's like, if you do it right, you only have to backstab once. Okay, well, once is still better than many times. So maybe it's better than expected. But it's still supposed to be a long experience with negotiations and deals and deal breaking and all these things. Oh, you got your second shot last week and was tired for 2 days. Slept a lot. All right, well, that's good. That's better than, some of the posts that I've seen, people just like not being able to sleep because of like muscle aches and chills and all these things. So that's good. Scott donated to Golden Ages. You'd rather see Golden Ages be played than Nations? You're crazy. But I understand. That's why I have the option of either game in the Versus Challenge. So if you'd rather see Nations being played next week, vote for Nations. If you'd rather see the Golden Ages play next week, submit some channel points for the Golden Ages. I know Michael's played Nations. He hasn't played the Golden Ages, I don't think. So it would be an opportunity for Michael to learn a game. You would classify it as moderate. Got it. Yeah, a lot of people, I've seen some posts where, all I got for my second COVID shot was a sore arm. So I'm hopeful that's going to happen to me as well. Solo night funded yesterday. Yep. So I'll be playing for sure Fields of Arl and probably Feast for Odin. And then we'll see how long that takes. Yeah, Lainey. Yeah, I was thinking about Lainey's post when I was talking about that. She's been having a rough time with her second shot, so hopefully she gets better soon. We don't have high noon anymore. It got turned into scrap paper. It's true. Oh, are we talking about high noon again? Is that still on Kickstarter? Is it funded? Are they actually going to make the game happen? Let's all not go and fund high noon because it's a terrible game and it was a terrible designer / person behind that game. So we don't. There was a lot of, just like bad. Just it was overall all around bad. And I don't say that about many things. I really don't. It was, if I don't like a game, I'll say, well, you know what? People who like this will like this. That's fine. That's great. It's just not for me. No, High Noon was an all-around bad experience. I gave him, notes, I don't know, maybe 50 feedback comments on what they need to update and change and do all these things. And he wrote back with every single comment that I had made with a comment saying why I was wrong and why that's not going to happen. And I'm like, hello, I've done a lot of board game, critiques, and I feel like I could easily develop games if I wanted to develop games. And I was trying to make his game better, and he came back with all these snarky comments on why he was the best ever and why I was so wrong. And I'm like, there's no way to treat somebody who's reviewing your game in prototype form, trying to give you positive feedback on how to make the game better. So we had a rough experience with High Noon. So I have nothing really good to say about that game, unfortunately. It was, as Michael said, High Noon is horrible, LD. Yeah, it was too bad. I gave him, Michael and I wrote up a whole bunch of comments on like, how to make things clear, and this guy's like, you're not supposed to be thinking too much into it. I'm like, well, if you don't give us a rule on what this actually does and how it plays, then how are we supposed to play the game? But he just wants people to like basically make up their own game with it. Like, it's like, it's stupid. You need rules for things. Allie's like, yeah, you would be a great game developer. I would be, but would I be having fun developing games? I'm not so sure. I just like playing games, and it's hard to develop. I have a lot of respect for people who develop games, because I don't think I would want to play a game 100 times, like, unless it's like Feast Froden. Like, you and your rules. I'm like, I guess I need rules with my games. Sorry. Scott's like, it would suck the fun out of gaming. Yeah. Justin's like, I would hate developing games. I just want to play them and own them all. It's true, Justin. You do want to play them and own them all. Oh, Michael says 115,000 pledge of 60,000 goal makes me sad when games like mine are ignored. Oh, yeah. I mean, it is sad because, Warehouse is a great game, and so though you need to really find the Warehouse fans to be directed towards it, but also gamers, who are fans of the show, but also gamers who are fans of, the Battlestar Galactica like you are, but making them aware that it's in the same realm as like Battlestar Galactica and the big, huge experience that you're going to get with it. It's really hard to market all that, as you know. And so it's just, yeah. Aldi's like, I always dislike the games with a rule that says everything is negotiable. I don't want to play that kind of game with mushy rules. Oh yeah, Justin played during Lobster Trap not last year, but 2 years ago, with the son Ryan. That's awesome. So cool. It's hard, Michael. I know. It's just when High Noon, it's like I don't know how they got like their huge audience for High Noon either. Wasn't because of my help, but it's funny because when that High Noon went on to Kickstarter, I had somebody contact me like, I remember your review from like a year ago. I'm like, yep. Yep, I kind of gave them a hard time with my review because of the experience I had. And it's too bad. Just, duh. Oh yeah, their first Kickstarter over a year ago now, they fully funded, and then they canceled it, saying, we'll give everybody a free game, but we didn't do as well as we wanted to do, so we're going to do it again. And then paid Forbes for a review, as Michael said. Yep. Let's all play High Noon at Lobster Trap. No, let's not and say we didn't. Yeah, they were supposedly going to give everybody a free game. I don't know if that ever happened, so we'll see. Yeah. This week in the blog, I wrote about a bunch of games. And I don't know if I should start with the heavy hitter games where I have pretty opinionated comments, or I should just start with the games I really love. It's always a question what to do. I guess I'll start with my biggest disappointment of the week. I played Dominant Species Marine. Oh my god. My hopes were incredibly high for this game. I love Dominant Species. I love Dominant Species. So the fact that maybe my hopes were too high. Maybe. It's ever since I heard about Dominant Species Marine, I'm like, oh my god, #1 must have. I love it. I can't wait. It's going to be awesome. I didn't really read about it at all, so I didn't really know what to expect going in. I figured it would be like Dominant Species with the marine theme, just specifically, marine life in the same format of dominant species. I thought it was basically a re-theme. So I was fairly disappointed, and I would highly recommend playing it. It is on Tabletop Simulator, so before you buy it, if you were as excited as I would definitely play it before you buy it, sort of thing. So the major problem I had with Dominant Species Marine is that it's basically a free-for-all. And so they take critical elements of dominant species and just remove them. There's no tension. There's no real need to adapt further. Justin said, I'm not sure if Chad had the time to finish the game before he passed away. So I've been told that it was already in full production mode by the time he had passed away. So my understanding is yes. His wife had commented on my blog, and I wasn't really sure how to respond to that. So I just said thanks. I mean, she understood that not everybody's gonna love Marines, so she was actually very nice about it. I'm like, I feel awkward giving a pretty harsh review, and considering he died and everything, but I was just expecting more. So a major thing in dominant species is that you have limited workers, and you are placing them out on these action spaces. And once everybody's done placing all their workers, you will run through the actions in order and then carry out all those actions in the order. So I guess there is a programming sense, which I guess people don't like. Fine, but it's pretty much a key element to how the game is played. At the end of it, there is a dominance phase where you will pick a tile to score. And depending on who is ever dominant on the tile, you'll get points. And whoever is also dominant will get... So there's like a winning, if you have the most cubes, and there's also a dominance, which is determined by the elements around the tile. So you might be dominant, but you might not be winning. So there's a clear difference between dominating and being most populated. But if you are dominated in this area, you also gain a card from the side. And so in Marine, there are different spaces. You can go to score a tile. Cool, you just score a tile. You don't evaluate dominance or anything like that. Or you could just go take a card if you want. It doesn't... Normally, so what I really like about dominant species is that you want to be placing your pawns appropriately so you can hopefully get what you need and what you want by the time the card thing happens. In the Marine, you could just go and take a card. So you're limited by how high up you want to place your pawn. So if you place a pawn way up high, that's great. You can go down to the next one after that. But if you start with your pawn on the lowest space and score a tile, maybe you can't then go back and take any of the actions above it. All right, but so what? Then you take your turn and reclaim all your pawns. There's no I don't know. Shrey's probably saying it in a better fashion than I am. There's no penalty, if you will, for not placing all your pawns. You can you're either going to place a pawn or take back your pawns. And there's no place all your pawns, then activate everything. You just go, you place a pawn, you take that action right away. You go, place a pawn, take an action right away. So there's no reason that, you can, if you have a special, I guess, dominance pawn is what they're calling it. If you're dominating in a specific trait, then you can take these white pawns, and these pawns are free, and they can go above your other pawns or knock out other people's pawns to take an action. I don't know, everything's just so whatever, doesn't matter. Woo! Like, I just didn't care about anything I was doing. I just was happy the game was gonna end, hopefully. Like, it's definitely a game to play. It's just, there's no tension. The cards weren't that interesting. The one thing I did like was getting 3 personal trait cards at the beginning of the game, and you will choose one as your permanent feature for the game. So, for example, Derek did very well because he took a card. I would have taken this card. He took a card that said every time your species is killed, eliminated, you gain a point. So you're taking a very negative thing but turning it into a positive point. So that's like epic good, because obviously your species are going to die off one way or another from competition, from events, from whatever, as they do in Dominant Species. And so that was really good for him. He got a bunch of points. And what was mine? Mine was, I had a few really good choices. One of them was have my own personal action space to get back my eliminated species, half rounded up, I think it was. So that could have been really good. Shrey, I think I ended up starting with a dominance pawn, thinking that pawns were going to be like awesome, because in Dominant Species, if you have more pawns, you are like totally having a leg up. In this game, it didn't matter. Having more pawns, it didn't matter. Having fewer pawns, it didn't matter, because you simply will always be taking a turn. You won't be missing out on anything critical, because you will take back your pawn when you need to. It doesn't, again, it doesn't matter. It's like, yeah, I started with a specialty pawn. Sounds like it's trying to be a Gizia-like. Yeah, I mean, I could see that, but the thing is that you're not missing out on anything. So what? You miss out, you take back your workers, and you go back and do it again next time? It's like, I felt no need to adapt at all, whereas in Dominant Species, there's a great need to adapt. You want to be trying to dominate the different tiles. Like, there's a reason to do it. And you want to survive. I just have so many problems with it. And then I go into BGG and I see, like, all the ratings are 9. Rated 999. And you know what, to be fair, if I were a person who rated a game before playing a game, I would have rated it a 9. So, I can understand it. Just solely based on the fact that I love Dominant Species, I rate that a 9. I would probably do the same. But I highly recommend playing it before rating it. Panic Game's like, yeah, but fish. The intent was to streamline it. Here's the thing, Justin. They did not streamline it at all. In my opinion, they made it way more complex. They added more actions. And they just didn't streamline it. This is like, it's more complex because, one, the white pawns have a lot more things going on. So if you can go into a white pawn space, which gives you a small bonus. It's like, so you're adding all these rules. You're adding even more spaces. And so the player aid went from like this big, like Dominant Species big, to like this big. Like... And you're like, wait a minute, this is supposed to be streamlined? I don't think it's streamlined at all, in my opinion. So I don't know where they're getting streamlined from, because in my opinion, there's way more rules. There's a lot more things that are nitpicky. Sells Feldian, no go. It's not Feldian. It's not Feldian at all. So I don't think they streamlined it at all. Stray's like, it's not way more complex, but it, I think it is way more complex. There's a lot more things to know. Like, when to reset the board, when to do this, what this little action does, what's this, and there's more spaces. I mean, yeah, if you're familiar with Dominant Species, it will be familiar to you, but it's still way different. The dominance calculation in the original is a bit fiddly. Yeah, it is, but it works, and it works really well. See, that doesn't bother me, I guess. I don't know. It's maybe the same reason why people don't like Outpost. It's too much math. I don't know. Having to count constantly. Yeah, I understand why people don't like that. However, I think that's what made the game really interesting. So, yeah, I'll be a diehard Dominant Species fan forever, I guess. And that's fine. Yeah. So, Dominant Species, all the way, forever. I'll probably be teaching Derek, because Derek has only played Dominant Species Marine, and Trey and I were like, we need to teach you Dominant Species. So that will happen at some point. Anyway, that was my little rant on Dominant Species Marine. If you have any questions, please let me know. Sorry if I missed anything. Let me see. Not sure I missed anything. Justin's like, I'll play. Oh my goodness. All right, so that was my number one biggest disappointment of the week. And you'll see where that falls in the lineup next Friday, because my New to Me blog will come out next Friday, because March is like over. Amazing. It's my birthday month, but it's like over. That's sad. All right, so the next game I wanted to a little bit touch on here is Cryo. And I'm sure Michael has a lot to say about this. I definitely think I liked it more than Michael. I liked the game. We had a lot of back and forth with a special, uninvited guest to my blog. When this blog came out, let's just say he's a diehard fan for Cryo. And so there was a lot of back and forth on that blog. But you know what? Cryo is a perfectly fine game, and it's a pretty standard worker placement game where you're trying to collect your little life pods and deliver them into the caverns, and you get a few points here and there. There's ways to get points. Michael and I figured it really needs some more cards to get a little bit of variety going on. There's only 8 different cards in the game, so with more cards that would probably help a lot. We found that the crab card is probably just overpowered, which could easily be altered to make it a little bit better. So, Cryo was okay. We played it on the stream, so we played it twice. And twice is probably good enough. For me. If there's an expansion, I'd be willing to give it another shot, of course. Michael's like, no, Steph, our opinions are just too premature to get it. Didn't you read your blog? I did. Well, that was his opinion of us, which is fine. Whatever. Everybody can have their opinion of us. We do play a lot of games, and a lot of games don't warrant a second play. Cryo was good enough to play on the stream, so there is that. It's like, it's not going to be the best game. It is a hot game right now. People are talking about it all over BGG, so, it's cool to get a game noticed, whether it's for the good or for the bad, it's fine. If people like it, that's great. Hey, Weirdnin, welcome to the chat. Just talking about some games. Michael says, it's not bad, it's just not great, and it will become samey. That's that's basically my review of that game as well. So it's fine. Try it. Whereas Dominant Species Marine, burn it. Whatever. We were talking about Cryo and Dominant Species Marine, but I think we're probably done with Cryo for now. You could go watch the video. We played it, and we had a lot to say afterwards. So, yeah. Another game that we were able to play, a small card game called Spicy. Getting hot in here. So Spicy is a little, like, bluffing game. You're just going to throw your cards down and try not to get called out. And you're trying to collect cards. And it goes really quick. It's cute. As card games go, it's really gold. It's very gold. It has gilded edges and everything. It's all very gold. The box is shiny. I mean, it's a nice game. It was fine. There's no lion in Spicy. That was my joke that Michael took and said it's his own, but it's really mine. There's no lion in Spicy, but there's lots of lion. I agree, Michael. Very good, very good. Who paid for that check? No, I made it up my own. Nobody paid for it. I made it up all by myself. Maybe it should be called Blingy. Well, so it's a series of games. There's also Anansi, and Coyote. And so they're all like very shiny games. They're very, very shiny. All my jokes are recycled anyway. It's true. So it was cute. I don't think it's winning any awards or anything, but it's worth playing. Spicy. So yeah. What's next? Oh. Okay. So it might make your top 10. Well, Michael's learned like 10 games this month, so good thing Dominant Species isn't there. Yeah, this month's games have not been that great for learning new games. So, yeah. That joke is not Berman approved. Dang. That must be a bad joke. Alright, so next game I want to talk about, actually, it was a game night, and I invited Rainer to play a game other than a board and dice game. So I'm like, Rainer, let me teach you. Not teach you, but let me teach you Carnegie. So I taught Rainer of board and dice. not teach you. Teach you. I taught Rainer how to play Carnegie. I knew that Rainer would love this game. Why? Because he's for board and dice. All he plays all day is Tekenu, Toatasuyu, Teotihuacan, all the T games. That's his like job, his life. He plays all the heavy board and dice games all day, every day. So I'm like, let me teach you this really great game called Carnegie. And I taught him how to play. He picked it up, no problem. And the first thing he did out of the gate was close off Chicago, and poor Derek was locked out of Chicago. I'm like, oh, so that's how we're playing the game. So he was pretty cutthroat. In the end, Scott totally schooled us. He got over 200 points. So, we all did fairly well. Rainer got 123 on his first game, which is incredibly good. So, yeah. T. Carnegie. It's over 200. Wow. Thanks for supplying points for Nations. It looks like Nations is gonna win. Scott says Scott's awesome. That's right. Scott won. So we play Carnegie. We all love it so much. And we followed it up. Rainer had a suggestion on playing It's a Wonderful World. And so I didn't even know you could play this anywhere online. However, you can. Let me put in the link. If you guys want to play an amazing version of It's a Wonderful World, you can do so, right? Why isn't that going? The heck? At game-park.com. This is a site dedicated for It's a Wonderful World. So there's no other games on there yet, I guess. And the quality of this site is phenomenal. It's fantastic. Weirdness said, I spent all my points to get Baron Park ahead. Hi, Games of Fire. Welcome. So, It's a Wonderful World. Fantastic game. I love drafting games. So, the more drafting games out there, the better. And I will say that anytime I play a drafting game. And they've been adding a bunch of drafting games to Board Game Arena, which is fantastic. And I'll get to that in a second. But It's a Wonderful World is a lot of fun. And, you know, just playing it on this site was like, wow, I really like this game. I got to get this back to the table with Michael. We got to play it. We got to play it with the expansion, maybe start a campaign. Like, I want to do it all. Like, I love this game. It's really great. It's not as good as Seven Wonders, no, but it's great. So this is an opportunity to try out It's a Wonderful World if you haven't, and it's really easy to use. It's so good. So I highly recommend checking it out. Again, this site is, what is it? game-park.com. And so that actually brings me to my next comment, where I played Nidavellir, which is on Board Game Arena, BGA, and that is also a drafting/betting game where you are betting on, you're using your tokens to like bid on these different like locations, and you're gonna get a card from each of those locations, and it's a set collection game. So it's kind of like awesome. And so this showed up on Board Game Arena, and it's so good. It's so good. I love it. I have it on my review shelf, which I need to get Michael to play that as well. Maybe we should play that this month, Michael, because it will probably make your top 10. It's really great. I really love this game, and I'm so excited that it's on Board Game Arena right now. Nidavellir. Yep. And available on Amazon for $40. Do it. And there's an expansion that I haven't yet played, but it's also on Board Game Arena, and I'm dying to play it, so I will be definitely checking that out, like, ASAP. So, Nidavellir is fantastic. Board Game Arena. It's a Wonderful World. It's fantastic. Game-park.com. All these awesome places to play games. You just do it. So good. Those are the couple games I've been playing. I definitely want to play more It's a Wonderful World, though. Now I need an Amazon affiliate link. All right, so next up I want to talk about is Danger Park. Danger Park. You know, more amusement games. I've been playing Funfair a bunch, and so I was excited to check out Danger Park. This game, we haven't yet played on the stream. We're going to play, but we will be playing it with Baron Park on Sunday. So Danger Park and Baron Park and maybe Tiny Park. It'll be like the park night. We're going to play all the little park games. So in Danger Park, it's kind of funny because all of like the little like theme text that you get in there, like, run, you're in danger, run, or like, watch out for the puke over on the right. like all these different things. Okay, so like all the what the game is, you're adding these rides to this amusement park, and ultimately something's gonna go wrong. It's gonna have some electrical issue or vomit or, you know, insects infesting the place, stuff like that. And so all these different things. You're trying to break down other people's rides So you can get the people funneling to your rides and gather the most money. It's pretty hilarious. I mean, the theme is really funny. So you can join us as we play on Sunday, and you can check it out with us. But it's an easy little game. I would say it's pretty fiddly. Because there's like a lot of meeples that are on your tile, and then there are the danger icon tokens that are on your tile, and then there's just like one tile designed by Alan Moon that gets picked up and moved after every turn that you have. So it's like, all right, so now we're trying to like pick up this tile with all this stuff on there and then move it over there and blah, blah, blah. So my major complaint is that it's pretty fiddly, but for the most part it's really fun, and definitely worth checking out. So you can join us on Sunday. We'll be playing that, and we'll tell you more about it. So it was good. It's good. I like the amusement park theme anyway. So that always happens. Michael says, I liked it, but it's possible to rush the ending. Yeah. The ending happens after, like, meeples are killed. It will advance one, or a ride closes, it will advance one. So once it hits 9 advancements, the game end will be triggered. So if you can find like a loophole where it just kills people, kill, it might just end. Like most games these days, it's artificially short. Well, a lot of people like short, so especially from this publisher, Story Machine Games. They have like a lot of like faster, family friendly kind of games, so that's probably just their mojo. By the time you get the engine going, it's done. These days, people like short to the point of making games too short. Yeah, that's probably true. Okay, so next game I gotta talk about is Gingopolis! Yay! Okay, so this was the winner last week for the Versus Challenge, where Michael and I played Gingopolis on the stream. And I had to go and teach the game, and the last time I played Gingopolis was March. Before this was March during Tennessee Game Days, so, a year ago. And I taught Charlotte because she wanted to learn. So, of course, I'm going to teach Charlotte how to play. And so we played, and we played it then. So then bringing it back to the table a year later, it's like, oh, finally, it's like my game. I love this game. I love Gingopolis. It's so good. It's so good. It's still my number one. It's, even though teaching it is a pain in the butt, it's still, like, so much fun to play. Hopefully Michael still likes it. I did win. But to be fair, it was expected that I would win, just because I've played like 100 million games of Gingopolis in my life. So I am just so thrilled that there is a new printing. Everybody can go out and get Gingopolis. They don't have to ask me where to get Gingopolis anymore. They don't have to ask me to teach them how to play Gingopolis anymore. So it's it's very great. I'm so happy that it's available, and I was told that the expansion will be available, I think, either in a few months or next year. I forget what he said, but it's definitely coming. The expansion will be hitting retail at some point in the future. So you don't have to go looking for the expansion. It will be available. I'm not even saying the expansion's needed, though, so take that with what next year, Shrey says. Okay, yeah, I knew it was one or the other. Like, it's either, like, summer or end of the year or next year. I don't remember. Early 2022. Gotcha. What is this? It's, Weirdnin says, it's ugly. It's difficult to teach. The iconography is awful. It's the best. I don't know what to tell you, but it's true. I think that sums up the Ging video. I do think that sums up the Ging video. The icons are bad. The player rate is bad. I have a new appreciation for ginkgo trees, even though they're apparently very stinky. But whenever I see one, I'm like, yay, ginkgo tree. But yeah, I mean, I agree. It's not, I don't know. this is where it's very clear that I like mechanics over theme. Because, yeah, the theme is not really there. But the mechanics of the game are just so great. I love drafting cards. I love building up my tableau. I love placing tiles. I love collecting the resources so I can make it all happen. So there's a lot of things in this game that just come together so well that work for me, which is why it's my number one. Ginkgo Balboa. Biloba. So how do you play Ginkgo? So where can I get it? Shut it. Shut it. Go watch the video. I posted it on BGG and YouTube and all the places. We played it last week. What day is it today? Last Sunday. So, it's fairly recent. I taught everybody how to play after I shut Michael up. Aldi says, it's everywhere now. I grabbed 2 copies for BGG. Yay! That's good because the BGG library I think only had like 1 copy, and so every time I go to a BGG con, I'm like, I have to teach the game to somebody. Somebody always wants me to teach them, so I'm like, all right, let's figure out a time. And I've definitely taught it several times throughout my going to BGG con. Oh, your copy was missing pieces. Oh, okay. Yeah. Michael's saying silence the host, but I think he means silencing Michael. Maybe I should have done that. Maybe that would get Michael to be quiet for a minute while I teach. But the game is tricky to teach, that's for sure. Revenge. I'm not going to silence myself. I'm not going to just sit here like talk with my eyebrows. I don't have expressionable eyebrows like Eugene Levy or anything, so I can't really like. Was that Michael's evil laugh? Musical eyebrows. I can only lift one though. It's like I can't do the other one. Sign your vlog. What does that mean? I don't have the capabilities of lifting that eyebrow. Did I play the cost, Steph? I did not. That is one that escaped me. I saw it one year at the gathering. I'm like, oh, I really want to play this. And then I looked at the back of the box and I'm like, it was like a 2.5 hour time play. I'm like, wow, it's a big time investment. For a Spielworks game, which I know the rules are already going to be bad. Because most of their games have really, really bad rules. So that one I haven't yet to play. Have you played it? Should I play it? Is that like should I go seek a copy to play? Is it good? I mean, I assume it's good. I always want to try the Spielworks games just because just because they have something new and interesting that they try and feature in their games. So they always have something I haven't seen before. Whether or not it always works is, well, maybe one thing. So their games have been mostly successfuls for me. I usually like their games, at least for the most part. Some of them have been misses, though. And the cost somehow, eluded me. Yeah, I don't know much about the theme at all. I don't know. Again, I'm not so much a theme person. If it has a Jekyll and Hyde theme, that's great. Lord of the Rings theme, that's great. Game of Thrones theme, it's great. Everything else is kind of like, whatever, it works, it's cool, it's good. If it's zombies, I'm like, no. Hard pass. Don't like zombies. But, no zombies. No. The spider zombie doctor theme is really bad for me. Yeah. What's wrong with you? Oh, Shrey says, I keep forgetting about that one. I'll add it to the running list. Okay, so that means Shrey's going to learn it, and we're going to play it. Oh, rainbows are great. Rainbow's a great theme. I love that. Gardening is fine. Yeah, I don't like zombies. So rainbow zombies are better than normal zombies. Fine. I agree. Doesn't mean I'm gonna like it. I suppose that's okay. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Alright. What else? What? I don't know. I don't know what's going on. Alright, so the next game I played was Teach You. Michael. Teach You. Teach You. Teach You. Or as I like to say, Teach You. You know why I played this? Why? Because it was a day to celebrate. Because it finally showed up on Board Game Arena in beta mode. That means everybody can go and play Teach You. Everybody can go play it. Go play. Go play. I understand. It's finally available to play. The implementation is fine. You have to like click some buttons to make sure you're sitting at like a round table and that you're passing the right way and all these different things. But once you figure all that out, you're good. Well, Shrey doesn't really like Teach You. Well, we don't really like you. All right, so that's a lie. But you don't have to like Teach You. It's fine. That's really sad. See, I really hate Moo. I love Teach You, but I really hate Moo. We do like Shrey. That's right. We're kidding. So yeah, that was available, so we immediately played it. Dan and I kicked some butt. I don't know how. I always lose when I'm partners with Dan. He always gets the worst hands ever. So it was just luck. And, you know, so that was good. Shrey's like, I bought a copy of Moo in the last year. One of these days I'll play it. You know who loves that? Joe Huber loves that game. You can play with Joe Huber. And you know what? He's having like a virtual game day. So you might be able to get in on that. And he would probably play Moo with you. I really hated Moo. It's one of those situations where like you don't really have alliances with anybody, but you do. But you don't. But you do. But not really. Oh, it's frustrating beyond anything. So it's more frustrating for me than it is fun. So I prefer just having my set partner and Teach You and just, you know, go for it. I don't like not knowing like if I'm going to have a partner or not. And I don't like it. It's the unknown. I don't like it. Aldi is cool. He loves Moo too. Fine. Everybody can just hate on me for not liking Moo. That's fine. I honestly really love trick-taking games in general. So that's why we've been on a trick-taking game spree. Oh yeah, there's like this Kickstarter going on right now, right guys? So there's like this Kickstarter for like, what is it, board game tables right now? And so they have 3 games. Factory Funner. It's your chance to get Factory Funner. So good. I love Factory Funner. It's so good. It's so good. But what made me think about this was a game called, in the Kickstarter, it's called The Night Before Christmas. And we recently played this. It's called Time Palatrix, I think it was called. Time Palatrix? Time Palatrix, yeah, Shrey said it. And so they took this Time Palatrix game and they put on a theme. It actually looks really beautiful. My only concern is I wish they did a little bit of development to make it a really great game. The whole idea of this game is really, really interesting, especially if you like trick takers. It's really, really cool. the only downfall is if you get a really bad hand and you bid 0, you get nothing for it. You only get points for the tricks that you take and the tricks that you claim you can take. So if you bid 0 and get 0, you get nothing. But if you bid 3 and get 3, you get like 30 or whatever it is, whatever the point variation is. So I really would have wished that, if you claim you get 0, that you get something for it. Because it really, if you keep getting really great hands and taking all the tricks, you will just win the game if you can correctly bid what you're going to take. So I just wish it was a little bit more developed, but I really love the theme that they added on there, and I really love the look and design of those cards. It looks really nice. So there's a question about Factory Funner, which is also a part of this Kickstarter. It's real time. Yeah, so it's sort of real time. So everybody will flip over a tile, and then everybody can grab one tile. Once you grab a tile, it's yours, and then you have to place it. So there's that. If you grab the wrong tile too quickly, that's a mistake. You will get penalized if you are the last player to take a tile. So you don't really want to be last, but you could also just throw it away and not really be penalized so much. But if you take your time thinking about things, you might not do as well. You just kind of have to think about what you want and grab it if it looks good, and hopefully it will work in your board. So I really, really love Factory Funner. I love Factory Funner a lot more than Factory Fun. I hated Factory Fun. So I'm glad Factory Funner is getting a wider audience because I think it's fantastic. I see what you did there, Shrey. What did Shrey do? He backed Ghosts of Christmas because it's an interesting take on trick taking. Exactly. I mean, it is really good. Scott Pizzio says, I have Factory Fun Quali Original. I like Factory Funner, though. Yeah. So, all that. And there was one more game, which I haven't played on that Kickstarter. What's the difference between this and the original? Are we talking about Factory Funner still? I don't think there is a difference. I don't think they changed the rules to any of the thing that they are reproducing, but the art is definitely different, which I personally don't prefer the art of the new Factory Funner in this Kickstarter. So I don't see a reason to get a replacement for the Factory Funner I already have. But I actually don't know if there have been any updated rules or anything, which I think Ghosts of Christmas Past really needs a little bit of a rules tweak. But it's so close to being really great. It's so close. It's just not there. So very wrong about games. Agrees. Too cartoony. So I agree it's too cartoony. Factory Funner, the new edition. Why did they just keep it the same? It has really beautiful, like, solid art design. I really like it. I really like the original. Oh yeah, Bear Raid, a Ryan Courtney game, is the third game. He designed games like Pipeline and Curious Cargo. But this is a totally different type of game. It's like a market game, I think. I haven't really looked that much into it, but yeah, I think that's just a new game, so we'll see. Let's see. So that was interesting. So if you're interested in card games, we got on a little divergent rant. So Very Wrong About Games has a podcast that Shrey started listening to. Very cool. I'll have to check it out. Alright, so Michael and I played. He pulled off the shelf Bravo, a new game that I just got from Stronghold Games, also called Knockmall So Good. However, Michael hasn't played Knockmall, so I made Michael play Knockmall first. So we played Knockmall, which is also called Encore from Stronghold Games, the revised version for the U.S. market. And so Knockmall, fantastic roll and write. I always enjoy playing it and crossing off the little boxes, the colorful boxes. And there's an app, which Trey rightly pointed out when we were playing on the stream. And he downloaded the app and was able to play along with us for the sheets or something. So that was really cool. We played Knockmall on the stream the other day, followed by Bravo. Even though Michael and I both agree that it should have gone Bravo followed by Encore. However, maybe it was a missed opportunity. But Bravo is basically Knockmall with added strategies that you can tack on. So there's another die that you're going to get a bunch of different options for. Your sheet will have more opportunities to score this bonus die, and then you're finally scoring for the rows as well as the columns. So there's a lot more things to think about and ways you can go with this game. So I think it's really, really great. I prefer Bravo to Knockmall at this time. So I would highly recommend checking out Bravo if you're already a fan of Knockmall. If you aren't yet a fan of Knockmall, then you should go play Knockmall first. And there's an app for it. You can learn it. And then you can go get Bravo because you'll be ready for Bravo. Yeah, I really like it. Oh, thanks for putting in the link for So Very Wrong About Games podcast, Michael. Let's see. Features the same gameplay as the original. Oh, for Factory Fighter. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so that was Knockmall and Bravo. Michael, if you want to throw a link for Bravo in the chat, that'd be cool. So yeah, I don't know if Bravo's yet available from Stronghold, but it will be really soon, if not already. So be on the lookout for that. Really good. Don't rush me. Oh, okay. I just didn't know if you heard me. That's all. All right. Almost updated with everything. I continued my campaign with my group for My City. My City. She was like, you could hear Michael saying, "Don't rush me." My voices are easy to hear in my head too, says Michael. Oh my goodness, it's so true. It's so true.
Don't rush me.
Don't rush me. Yeah. Alright, so back to My City. We played the next two chapters. I think it was chapter 3 and chapter 4 of My City. And this is the game I'm playing with Shrey, Derek, and Dan. And they were like, yeah, 2 chapters is too much. What I learned from these 2 games that Michael and I played slightly incorrectly for one of those chapters, but that's okay. It just makes me want to play the game even more. I want to play it again and again and again and again. And one day we won't get anything wrong. even still in this 4-player game, we're getting rules wrong because we're stickering in the wrong places at the beginning, and it's just mistakes were made. However, we'll play again. It's fine. It's great. It wasn't a big mistake. Maybe not. Hard to say because you have awesome scoring churches in our game, and you could probably have played all of your awesome scoring churches. Yeah, basically. But yeah. So it doesn't matter. I don't care very much. It's just I want to play this game again and again and again. I really, really like it. So definitely check out My City if you get the chance. Legacy polyomino tile placement game. It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, churches happened by then, yes. Yep. Correct, they have. I think they happened in 2, so. Yeah, it's really good. Highly recommend it. Churches are chapter 2. Sorry if that's spoilers, but you'll get there soon enough. It's just chapter 2. So, yeah. And my last game I want to talk about is Pathfinder. Michael and I have been playing lots of Pathfinder, and we've been streaming at all weird hours of the night and day. And whenever we feel like playing, we just play. So we've been playing so much Pathfinder, and we aren't just playing Pathfinder Rise of the Rune Lords adventure card game, but we are playing a scenario base that you can download from Paizo, where it's called Season of the Rune Lords, where it takes the Rise of the Rune Lords cards and a whole new adventure path that you can follow. And so you'll be using cards that you can download from drive-through cards and print them out for your game and stuff, but it's not a whole lot of content that's added. It's using the same cards that are already found in the box of Rise of the Rune Lords and taking new missions and scenarios and doing new things with a new storyline. So it's really cool. We've been playing that a bunch. We already made it to like chapter 5 out of 6. So we've got a lot of content for Pathfinder in the past couple weeks. So a lot of you have been hanging out with us as we play that. That's really great. Thank you so much. Yeah, we're just it's been fun, like, streaming randomly. Like, oh, it's like 12. Let's play Pathfinder. Season of the Rune Lords is season 2. We have played season 0 with Skull and Shackles already. We have yet to play season 1 because that involves Pathfinder Wrath of the Righteous. And so if we're going to stream that one, we wanted to first introduce Pathfinder Rise of the Rune Lords. It has a little bit easier concepts and stuff. Wrath of the Righteous has added rules and complexities. So maybe we'll stream that one next time. But I have a feeling, if Aldi is still out there, that we will be streaming a bunch of Sleeping Gods in the near future because it looks amazing. Michael's getting his voices ready for us as we speak. And so the next big campaign game we want to try and stream is probably going to be Sleeping Gods. And so I'm very excited. I know Aldi's been streaming it a bunch by himself, solo, and they even did it with Game Night. You guys were on a while the other night, maybe like a 5-6 hour stream the other day or something. So hats off to you. I really am looking forward to playing this game. So yeah, I knew it was a long stream for you guys normally. So that was really cool to see. I was watching a little bit, but Michael's like, la la la, I can't hear you. I don't want spoilers, la la la. So I'm like, all right, I'll just change the channel. So I'm very excited to try this. It looks so good. And I've heard only great things. Like, I think even Dale liked it. Dale hates everything. So I'm like, wow, if Dale likes it, we really gotta play this game. So hopefully we'll be doing that. Oh, Sleeping Gods in the Geek Game Shop for $85. There you go. Even Aldi's like, yeah, I was surprised he liked it. Dale is basically, I'm guessing, I think he founded the Opinionated Gamers. In any case, he runs it right now, and he does a lot of the reviews on the Opinionated Gamers website. So he rarely likes games. He doesn't really, I mean, he usually likes games, but he doesn't usually, like, talk them up a little bit. So the fact that he gave it a very positive review is really good, in my opinion. So, curmudgeon certified. Oh, it's a pre-order, release date May 5th, so it's not yet available at the Geek Game Shop. Maybe they just delivered to all the Kickstarter backers and it will be readily available in May. I'm not quite sure. I know I have my copy here, so I'm anxious to get it played. So as soon as we finish Pathfinder, we'll probably move into Sleeping Gods and do the research and the prep for getting that going on the stream. And I'm very excited. So it was Kickstarter first, then the full release later. Yeah, that makes sense. So I basically am super hyped because of you, Aldi. So it better be good. No, I'm just kidding. I know it'll probably be good. So I think people will enjoy watching it too, because I have a feeling Michael will give us all a lot of great voices, and I hear the story is very good. So I'm excited, as you know. But Michael is certainly an entertainer, so it will be good. Right, Michael? Right. I got a happy face. Aw. Yeah, so what else is happening? Ain't nothing. Trying to think. What else did we play recently? Oh, we spent a long time playing Circadian's First Light. So I'll have a review for that one next week. And yeah, I've already started like rating the games for my New to Me blog. So right now it's looking, I mean, I've only learned like 20 games. It's not even like that much this month. So I still have this weekend to learn more games. And then that's about it. And Michael needs to learn some good games, because he hasn't learned anything good, really. I mean, he's learned a few decent games. Maybe we have to do a top 5 instead of a top 10 for New to Me. I mean, I learned probably 10 decent games this month, so I could probably do it, but I've learned more games than he has. But maybe he likes Knockball. Maybe that will be good enough. I don't know. I don't know where we stand with that, but I'm excited to continue playing whatever our heart's content. So how is Nations looking? Where does it say? I don't think I can't see it on mine because I am the channel person. I can't see it. So I have no idea how it's looking. I got this new like rainbow mouse. It's like colorful. It changes like color. It's kind of pretty. I kind of like it. 29% already funded for Nations. That's really good. And poor 20% Golden? Who's voting for Golden? I want to play Nations. I will play Golden though. So either way. Less birthday cake, more games. Yeah, I guess. Whatever. So, have you guys ever, like, sent mail to Greece? Because I sent a calendar to Greece. And that was at the end of December. The other day, I get the envelope back with no calendar inside saying, "Missent to Japan, undeliverable." And I'm like, what the... Oh, how am I supposed to get like a $15 refund for this now? The post office won't give me a refund. I'll go beg for a refund, but we'll see what I can do. It's just like, come on. Are you kidding me right now? So, yeah, that didn't get delivered. So I felt really bad because we're already in March and I sent it out, in December. I'm like, come on. So now I had to resend it to Greece. I'm like, fingers crossed, maybe by July you'll get your calendar. It was just ridiculous. Anyway, so that's fun. And the calendar was gone. It was completely gone. It was like the whole thing was like ripped at the top and clearly just taken out. I mean, why bother send it back? Why bother send it back? And why did it go to Japan? Even though when I talked to Pirate Ship, they said it didn't go to Japan. It just had a sticker on it, a stamp on it saying, "Missent to Japan." So, what? It's not greasy. I don't grease up my calendars before I ship them. I understand what you're saying. understand. I got it. Slick colors. No, because it was going to Greece. Bad learning month for you, Shrey says. Zapotec, Seven Bridges, and Black Sonata. Are you talking about what's Black Sonata? Is that Black Swan? I gave Black Swan a really low rating. We didn't even finish. It was really bad. But Baby Black Sonata is a different game. I really like Zapotec. I really like Seven Bridges. Black Sonata is a solo game. Alright. Okay. Is a solo hidden movement game. I got you. I got you. Well, it sounds interesting. Did you really not learn anything else? That's good. What did I learn? I liked Funfair. I liked Circadians. I liked... I'm trying to think. I don't know. It's very clever. Well, that's good. I'm glad that there are some good solo games hitting people's favorites because, yeah, I would definitely try it. I try anything. I try it all. I try it all. I don't even know. Cryo probably won't make my top 10. Dominant Species Marine definitely won't make my top 10. I've played Bravo before. I've played My City before. A bunch of games I've played before, so. Play it on Solo Night, Part 2. Oh, yeah, Troy's Dice. That's probably will be making my top. I really like that a lot. I literally wrote it all out yesterday, and I can't remember anything I put on the list. Can't remember anything. So... Cubitos, which I learned the other day, I want to like it. I want to like Cubitos. I get why people like it. I just don't like race games. I don't know why. There's something like unfulfilling about it. I don't know why I like Oracle of Delphi so much because it has the same problem every other race game has for me, where there's one person who wins at the end of the game. After everything you've done, there's one person who makes it to the finish line first. I hate that. I really hate that. I really hate race games. I don't like it. I don't know why. I just feel like everything I've done is like for nothing if I don't win. Delphi is the only game that I could think of that I don't have this problem with. Even though it's like a problem. Not a problem for me in Delphi. I don't get it. It makes no sense. I don't know. Maybe because like I'm doing so many other things in Delphi that it makes up for the fact. I have no idea. But in Cubitos, there's like this push your luck element, and it's kind of like I can see why people would relate it to a game like Quacks of Quedlinburg. There's a lot of similarities going on right there. So I think Cubitos, I understand completely why it's been all the rage because it hits that spot where a lot of people really like. Oh yeah, Shreyler and Bargain Hunter. Fantastic game. I really like that. We should play that again. Because I have Bargain Hunter. I've played it several times, but it's not like a game that ever hits the table regularly. And it's a game that needs like 3 people only. 3 people only. Yeah. Scott Pizzi was like, how is that different from where every other game where only one person wins? Well, it's not. I don't know. I can't give you a good reason, Scott. I can't. But at least with like victory points, I can become second, but know where I stand in the line of things. I have played Space Beans because Joe Huber made me. It's fine. It's good. I mean, it didn't like hit that sweet spot for me at all. I don't know. I didn't really like it as much. It's a good game. I just it's quirky. It's Bonanza in space-ish. Yeah, it's fine. I don't know. I just it was fine for me. Yeah. I prefer Bargain Hunter. If I were to play a quirky Joe Huber favorite, Joe Huber likes all these weird games. Well, Space Beans, you have to have your cards in the order that you have to play them down. Well, so let's be clear. Joe Huber likes to play Space Beans in high speed mode, in a 5-minute game. He's like, all right, don't make just do it. Plays it at a high speed. So that could also, yeah, high speed Space Beans. It's okay, so it's a thing. Okay, I didn't know. Did they have space when you were a kid, Michael? Bargain Hunter is really good, though. That's a really interesting, I always do really poorly at Bargain Hunter. But this is a really great card game, so it's a classic. It's classic. It's and I would demonstrate it on the stream, but you really need 3 players. So yeah, that's about the gist of things. What's on tap? Hopefully Nidavellir sometime. I have a bunch of expansions that we could play, Aeon's End expansions, and the Welcome to expansion, and games that we need to play. Escape Tales, Children of Wormwood. We got to play that. Because we just finished Low Memory, finally. It took us a while to get that one out. But I had a successful Board Game Geek auction the other day, a couple weeks ago. So it was really successful. I sold a bunch of games, including Low Memory, which forced our hand. So we had to finish it out. So maybe if I sell Children of Wormwood, it will force our hand to play it. It's one of those, it's a once through game. And once you're through, you're done. So you sell it. Somebody else can enjoy it at that point. So, Maglev Metro. I don't have a copy of that. So, no. You know what did come in through the door was Overboss. People were talking about Overboss on this channel once before. I got a new box from Rob. So... he sent over a bunch of games for me to sell for him, and that was one of them. I'm wondering if I should play Overboss before selling it for him. It's one of those, I don't know. I will be getting Red Rising. Yes, I made the cut for one of Jamie Stegmeier's reviewers, so I that should be shipping out. I think early April is what the notice was. So I will be checking out Red Rising for sure. Looks really cool. I made the cut. So he has this really tough process. He's we're only going to be selecting 36 random raffle drawing for which reviewer gets what. So I'm I don't even know if I'm going to get the review copy or not, but I applied to try and get the review copy for Red Rising, and I made the cut, so. Michael's why not select the best 36? Hey, it's his process. I'm just happy I made the cut. Michael's not my circus, not my monkeys. He might give preference to, the big names, obviously, like Rado and Dice Tower. If they even bother requesting. They might not. I mean, I would be surprised if they even, asked for review copies. They probably just get sent stuff. So, I mean, I agree. I agree with you, Michael. I would do it differently. But I don't run that part of any company anymore. I used to run that part of Renegade whenever I worked for Renegade, but yeah. So, you know, it's, again, like you said, not your circus. It's all free for all. Who knows what's going to happen? All right. Well, I think that's all I have for today. Circus gig. Steph reviews the reviewer system. Oh, I could give you lots of what I would do if I were them situations, but I won't. It's fine. You know, it's hard. It can be hard dealing with the reviewer side of things for a company. I know that. So, you know, all I would want from a reviewer is ideally a prompt response. If you get the game, I want a decent showing for it within however amount of time, whatever the assigned time is. So, you know, we'll see. Michael, you know what? We actually got a new scenario for, what's that game? Forgotten Waters. So, we'll have a new scenario to check out, which is a downloadable scenario from Plaid Hat Games. So that's something that we should look into doing also. Maybe we could do that with the stream, or at least part of it. Michael's like, we haven't finished the game. I know, we should do that. You know, put it down on the list of things we need to do. Because we got... because Plaid Hat Games asked me to do it. So I said, okay. No thanks. Just jot it down. Alright. So, lots of stuff coming up. Next week, Michael and I will hopefully have a top 10 favorite games played, learned in, what day is it? March. So that'll be next Friday. Shrey's like, if you always do all the big names, you might miss out on some of the channels with the narrow audience and newer people. There you go. Yeah. Alright. What's this going on? What's going on? Alright, so. I'm going to be right back. And we will go raid somebody.